From the KPL studios here in Lafayette, Louisiana. There you go. Welcome to the Josh Guillory Show. Live action there, as Turtle Man would say. If you know, you know. If you know about Turtle Man, you know what I'm talking about. Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the show, the Josh Guillory Show here, broadcasting live from the KPL studios here in Lafayette, Louisiana. We are also broadcasting live on rumble.com. Let me see you over there at rumble.com. To our early viewers, shout out to you. Who's going to get that chat started? That's what I want to know. That's what I want to know. Guys, we got so much to talk about today. Shout out to my friends over there at C Safe. Thank y'all for sponsoring this segment. Man, it is 1 year in. 1 year, 3 hours, and 7 minutes. Well, let's see, we're an hour. 4 hours and 7 minutes. Wow, what a lot. What a lot that has happened in 1 year. Wow. We're going to cover that more so in hour number 2. So make sure you are sticking around for that. But let's dive right into it. Shout out, or shall we? Yeah, shout out to, man, getting out there today. So here's the deal. Chicago, our friends. I'm a Cubs fan. Our dear Chicago folks. Man, it is, has anybody told the mayor that it's like a real city? like it's not a metaphor, you know? I mean, the real kids, and this is what's really sad, and I'll bring it a little more serious, though, because kids really getting hurt. People running it like they just keep pretending the problem is somewhere else. Have you noticed that? I mean, Mayor Brandon Johnson, for example, Chicago mayor, he's focused on fighting President Trump and ICE. And again, we're going to bring up some stats and stuff. The out of touch with reality is starting to become very glowing, because that's where his time is going right now. Fighting Trump, fighting ICE. And I'm highlighting Chicago because there are other examples. This is our case study for today. So the mayor holds press conferences. Think about this. You could see him. The mayor over there in Chicago, he's holding press conferences about immigration raids, about ongoing lectures to Congress. He even weighs in on Venezuela. I mean, this guy's like, he's got a lot of breath there. He frames everything as a moral struggle. Now, while he's doing that, there are literally children in his city that are getting shot. Schools are failing. And you can go on and on and on. I mean, kids can't even read at grade level in Chicago. I mean, kids who grew up around constant violence. And this guy is worried about fighting Trump. Let's think about this now, okay? Because we're not talking about a metaphor. Now, he's weighing in on all this stuff. The situation is not that complex, though, okay? Kids are being killed. Kids are not learning. Leadership is distracted. Johnson recently said that Chicago must push back against Trump and ICE. That's his focus. With the same force Black Americans used to get free, or the city will be subjected to tyranny. I'm going to say that again. The mayor of Chicago, okay? All this going around him. Children not learning. And we're going to get into some stats here. We got some substance here, okay? But he's saying that that Chicago must push back. Their number one priority, the number one priority of Chicago is to push back against Trump and ICE with the same force Black Americans use to get free. And if not, the city will be subjected to tyranny. It was worth reading 2 times. That's my notes. He also regularly says, by the way, Chicago operates inside a white supremacist system that continues to oppress Black residents. Who's in charge of the system? I mean, does he know? Those claims cannot both be true if you think about it. Think about it. He says Chicago operates inside a white supremacist system that continues to oppress black residents, okay? Come on now. If freedom was achieved, then present failure has a different cause. Invoking the sacrifice of past generations emotionally, very cheaply, to justify shielding a city from federal law enforcement does nothing. It does nothing to protect children or improve schools. Imagine if you lived in Chicago. Imagine right now. Because there are multiple examples across this great country that it may not be as bad as some of these examples that we're highlighting because, you know, we learn based on the extremes a lot of times. But how many of our communities have the ingredients of Chicago? Maybe kind of the seeds are planted. Beautiful thing about local government, you get to see things quickly. You get to see the change really quickly. So, you know, something to think about here. But this cheap ploy on the absolute dedicated sacrifice of people that have walked before this guy, so he could be in the position he's in, is very cheap and tacky. I'm being kind. The group in Chicago that lacks opportunity, Mayor, is obvious. And again, it is the future of your city, and it is the children, the kids. Kids, again, I said it earlier, can't even read at grade level in Chicago. A large number. Kids who, again, all the violence. This is the environment, Mayor, that these kids are growing up in. Kids who are referenced in speeches, but, abandoned in practice. That sound familiar? If white supremacy is the force-destroying opportunity in Chicago, then it should be visible in who holds power, wouldn't you think? Wouldn't you think? The mayor's black. His administration is largely black. The police superintendent, black. The Cook County State's attorney was black until recently. Not that he changed, but they changed the personnel. The fire commissioner, my understanding, is black. The Cook County Board president, black. The state Senate majority leader, pretty powerful position. He is also, he or she, they're black. The lieutenant governor, black. The secretary of state, also. The Chicago treasurer, the CEO of Chicago Public Schools. Now, those are not accusations. I didn't accuse these folks of being black. That's how they identify. Now, I would say they were facts, undisputed statements. No reasonable person can dispute what I just said. Power in Chicago is not hidden, Mayor. It is concentrated and very identifiable. The results remain unacceptable. If you were living in Chicago, you would definitely not accept these standards. And to pull the race card every single time, it is getting so much weaker and weaker and weaker, that the folks that are doing it, you're going to oversee them because the little boy crying wolf. Since Mayor Johnson took office, we're going to go over when we come back. Since Mayor Johnson's taken office, some of these stats we're going to rattle off is very interesting, and it's going to make you kind of come together. All right, anyway, stick around, guys. We'll be right back, and I can't wait. Give you a suggestion. Go visit my friends at Prejean's. Tim Metcalf and his crew, all of them, they are ready to serve you. Literally, We got 2 locations, the historic and classic location right there off of I-49 between Cairn Crow and Lafayette, and also the new location in Broussard. You can't go wrong with Préjean's seafood, salad, steak, Cajun cuisine, and much, much more. Go visit my friends over there at Préjean's.
Trust and Will is an online estate planning service. Visit trustandwill.com for details.
Trust and Will.
My dad and I were always close, but some things we just didn't talk about, like his will. After he was gone, we found out he didn't have one, and it created a lot of stress during a time of grief.
Creating a will can be hard to think about, but avoiding it can lead to greater difficulty for the people you love. That's why Trust and Will makes estate planning simple. Create a will online in as little as 30 minutes.
Now, I have a will in place to make sure my loved ones are protected. With Trust and Will, it was easy and affordable, and I got peace of mind knowing my wishes are clear.
Trust and Will.
Get 20% off when you visit trustandwill.com/news.
What's happening, baby?
That's
Y'all doing all right? We're on a commercial
trustandwill.com/news.
break. About 3 minutes. I had to get over my insecurities real quick. Good. What's up, Rumbo? YouTube. All you guys in this commercial break. Jenny7788. Good afternoon. I knew it would take a warrior to come in here and kick off that Rumble chat, man. Let me see you. Let me hear you. A little quiet today. Our TikTok friends, y'all are here. We'll wave to you guys, man. I'm digging this TikTok stuff, brothers and sisters. So we were talking about, I said someone's probably going to call in because I used the word black, and didn't use whatever term that they deem as, I don't know, not hurting their little woke ears for the day.
To me, that's
or
like
the second.
That's like calling North Lafayette, Louisiana, Upper Lafayette.
That was
only people who don't live in North Side
exactly.
call it Upper Lafayette.
Thank you. I've never met someone in the North Side that said they want to be called Upper Lafayette. Talk about racist.
Yeah. I mean, to me, it's like a group of people who's not part of that community going in and being like, look, we're going to call you what we want to call you. Sure, you may have referred to yourself as this for years, but we've determined that it just doesn't work for us. It doesn't impact us in any way, but it just doesn't work for us.
Yeah, it doesn't feel right. Doesn't feel right. So, man, some of these stats. Guys, we're going to stay on this topic about Chicago because the hypocrisy is absolutely absurd. Absolutely absurd.
From a once great city.
Hey, I'm still a Cubs fan. I love the Stros. Don't all my Astros fans. I'm one of the best days of my life was when the Astros went to the American League. Because not only were the Stros in the National League playing the Cubs, we were in the same division.
I was an Astros.
So I'm pulling for both teams, but I had to pull for my home team.
Feels like it, doesn't it?
It does feel like it. They play 162 games a year. It's half the season. Half the year, of course. I spend half my year referencing the Cubs, probably watching them. Now we do this little MLB thing. It's pretty fun.
Oh, I meant the Astros. Growing up, my dad would bring me to an Astros game, and to me, that felt like home.
Oh, absolutely.
It was the closest team.
And that's fair. But like Beyonce says, this ain't Texas. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Josh Guillory Show, broadcasting live from the KPEL studios here in Lafayette, Louisiana. Man, shout out to my friends over there at Stan's Auto. This segment brought to you by my friends at Stan's. Hey, so we're talking about Chicago, and the city right now, figuratively, is on fire. I mean, they're especially what we're about to dive into, which is the future of the city. And we're talking about children, school-age children specifically. We're talking about crime and things, basically all these things that are going around Mayor Johnson's office and his world, the mayor of Chicago. But his focus, if you judge folks based on, or if you come to a conclusion based on folks' actions, it would appear that the priority of this particular administration in Chicago is to fight the big, mean orange man. And ICE apparently is, again, public enemy number uno. Like, for whatever reason. That's the hill, though. That's the hill. So we thought it would be prudent to bring up a few facts. Since Mayor Johnson took office, more than 500 school-aged children have been shot. Ooh, that's a big city. I get it. But 500 children, school-aged children. Over 100 have been killed. 23 were under the age of 12. That did not dominate the news. It did not drive emergency action. It passed, and it passed very quietly. What did make headlines were Chicago Teachers Union luxury trips to Las Vegas, Hawaii, overseas safaris. That's important to educating our kids. They were labeled as professional development, of course. More than $20 million spent since 2019. How's that going? How's that going? All this, $20 million since 2019. Of course, these conferences, all of this at the same time. Some Chicago schools report that nearly every student is failing basic reading and basic math. And that's clearly not due to a lack of resources. Clearly, the fine folks of Chicago are sending their hard-earned money to Chicago, if you can afford all that other stuff. What it does have, apparently, is a priority problem. I'm not going to say leadership problem. Maybe the mayor's a great leader, but he's leading the city into on a bad path. Being kind. Yes.
You said 500 children?
Yes.
Isn't that basically busloads of kids since his inauguration?
Yes. Yes.
And the media still won't cover it.
Nope.
Insanity.
And these are all public. This is, I mean, if we're knowing it, it's not just your internal comm stats that are private for a while. Shelby Steele warned years ago that post-1960s liberal governance replaced responsibility with grievance and normalized failure. And I'm telling you, mediocre and excellence, they just don't go together. You can't be both.
It's like oil and water.
It literally is. But mediocre, and it's the normalizer. It'll bring people up that's below it, but it'll bring people down. It's the most anti-American thing, one of the most anti-American things, mediocrity. It's unnatural.
I agree.
Mayor Johnson spends his energy, again, opposing what he believes to be a very vital threat to the Chicago natives and aliens, both legal and illegal. Apparently, number one priority is fighting Trump, fighting ICE, because those fights require speeches rather than solutions. Very easy, Mayor. Why'd you even run for mayor?
President.
Like, really? Yeah, it is. Totally. Well, you might get on the cabinet first. You know, Mayor Pete.
That's
Mayor Pete
true.
got on the cabinet.
That's true.
We're talking about Mayor Pete. Don't matter. Mayor Pete can ride a mean bicycle. You saw that?
Didn't he ride a bike basically everywhere?
Well, I was referring to the video I saw where it was on a bike rack on a vehicle driven right before the cameras, well, what they thought, and he gets in his bike and rides. I'm not saying the guy did that every time, and maybe it really had to be a stage photo. I don't know, but I'm just saying.
It does look pretty terrible.
Yeah, and let's be honest. Why? Like you don't. Why would you? Why? Just cause?
Virtue signaling.
Exactly. How many jets have you got on this year? No, really. How many airplanes did you get on, bike rider? Save the world. If you really want to save the world, you can drive an automobile. Stop flying.
The Flintstones did it.
The Flintstones, let me tell you something. Not only did they do it, they did it with style. They did it with grace. They did it. They were ahead of their time. I mean, doggone. Even Bam Bam was like, really doing some things. Pebbles got around. Not in a bad way. That's gonna sound bad. I'm talking about the playground. Like, she seems like she's was a. I can't walk that one back.
Nope.
Let's move back to this. Let's move back to governing. Anywho, Fred and Barney can understand this. Governing is not activism. I'm so sick of it. Governing is not activism. Governing is governing. Running a city requires actual execution. Results really do matter because it really does impact real people, not paper people. And this is part, I guess, all of this is part of a possible uncomfortable discussion. I get it. I understand. It's part of this part specifically. But maybe some of us, maybe some of these communities are rewarding this rhetoric. Because it's real easy to say, oh, voters share the responsibility. Okay, real easy for elites or whatever, out of touch folks to say, it's easy to do. And you can say that when you're upset, especially if you've exercised your right to vote. But man, we're in a situation where a lot of times we're influenced by outside influences, media buys. And I'm not saying anything's wrong. I'm just saying the environment that you can really form a message during a campaign that is a blatant lie. And people will they will believe it and then forget it. And it's a tactic. It's a success. And you can't argue politically. All the political scientists out there, if whatever that is, respectfully, they would say it's probably a good way to run a campaign. It is an effective campaign. I don't know how much more effective that will be going forward because of shows like this, of more, because there's going to continue to be more and more podcasts. There's going to continue to be more and more shows, and I welcome it. I mean, let's all find the truth, and let's all share the truth. Good, bad, or ugly. All right, guys, stick around. We'll be right back. My favorite part of the whole show. What's up, T. Tarot? Going live. Cool. What's up, Rumble, YouTube, all the things. Hey, Rumble and all the streaming devices, we are on a commercial break. So, look, I'm going to lean back. So, my voice is going to be a little low. But just, it's all good, guys. Don't panic. Q was panicking earlier. Were you panicked? No, I wouldn't panic. You were just kind of wanting things to happen.
I was confused why your microphone wasn't working.
Oh, well, that's okay.
And I looked down, and I'm running through my checklist, and I realized the volume was all the way down.
Well, that's okay. But quick recovery.
Yes.
Very quick recovery. Very on your feet, like a seasoned producer.
2 months ago, I would have been going find help.
That's right. Hey, that is true, dude. Did they text you back?
Not yet. I won't get a text until probably an hour in.
Okay. Well, let's see what we can do about this. I mean, we have to remember they're great teammates, and we do run an extra. These are mouses.
The multiple XY coordinators. That the original term for a mouse is an XY coordinate.
XY coordinate.
Coordinate.
Okay. Well, you talk about X and Y chromosomes or X and Y axis. I'm gonna get some coffee. You want some?
I'm good. I still got a.
Guys, y'all listen to Q's wisdom. If he keeps this up, they're gonna kick me off.
Yeah, it's called an XY coordinator, and the reason it was called that is when you look at a computer screen, please. You have a Cartesian plane, which is an XY axis. It's two-dimensional, and you're basically every time you click on a mouse, you're using a graph. The same things that your high school algebra teacher talked about way back when. That's what's happening. You're actively doing algebra, except you're just moving a mouse. A ton of math goes on behind the scenes, and it displays your point. Kind of cool, really, when you think about it. Computers originally, everything was command line interface. Way back when, I used to program and work on IBM mainframes. Now, I was born in '92, so most of these systems were ancient when I started working on them, but I started off in the technology sector, and I had a client who had an old IBM mainframe, and they asked me if I would help them with it. I had never looked at one before, but I figured it's a computer. I build networks. I got this. Had to learn a whole new language. Fun times. But that computer system, it was all command line interface. Basically, none of it had a mouse, and when it finally did have a mouse, it was a giant square. And it never evolved into what we have today that are ergonomic to use with the hands. I have no idea how people used these things back in the day.
I'm pretty impressed you know that. Hey, Titero, yeah, you're right.
But we'll be back in about 17 seconds.
Welcome back to the Josh Guillory Show, broadcasting live from the KPEL studios here in Lafayette, Louisiana. We're also broadcasting live on rumble.com. Let me see you, man. Hey, guys, first, let me tell you about my friends over there at C-Safe. When strength matters, when custom matters, when failure is not an option, C-Safe delivers. SEA, just like the ocean. C-Safe FRP products. They're engineered to resist corrosion, reduce maintenance, outlast the competition in the harshest environments, from offshore platforms to wastewater treatment plants, everywhere in between. C-Safe. Their products are American-made. They're manufactured right here in Acadiana by American workers. Check out my friends at C-Safe. csafe.com, SEA, just like the ocean. Now, my favorite part of the whole show, let's open up them phone lines. 232-1542, 844-766-6604. Host 7. Renee, bring the heat, my man.
Yeah, I want to say, just like communism is bad. I mean, we say capitalism is good. That it is. Crony capitalism and bad capitalism just as bad as communism sometimes. I mean, you get more products and goods, but, sometimes when, a vehicle failure because of planned obsolescence, you fall in the hole. You lose jobs. You can't get there. You might have to bicycle and walk. If you don't have friends and family, that could be, stopping you from making a living, paying taxes. And, when vehicles don't last as they used to, it's kind of self-defeating in a capitalist society. You want your worker and middle class to be as high performance as possible, making money, paying taxes, and consuming goods. Planned obsolescence is just garbage, just like woke communism. It's a shame we can't legislate like what goes into the landfill, like tax these people to incent them to stop making planned obsolescence. I know we have a choice, but it's a choice that either this truck gonna fail on me or the other brand of truck gonna fail on me. What choice is it would the hive mentality industry have, just like the communists?
Hey, it's a thought. Thanks, Renee. I could spend some time on that. But let's have some fun. Let's have some fun, shall we? All right. It just got kind of interesting. So yesterday we reported on Congresswoman Julia Letlow's potential Senate run that she had not announced. We don't have to go in it. She hadn't announced. She was just being urged. She was being urged by President Trump, apparently. But I mean, Trump, he don't, as long as whoever's in that seat that votes in the way he needs to vote, he don't care. This has to be upper echelons that went to him. And I'm not mad at him, by the way. I'm not mad at him, but it wouldn't shock me if two of her colleagues who are the most senior in the House, who probably have a great relationship with her, who are all three doing, good works up there, it wouldn't shock me if they wanted somebody in the upper chamber that they could work with. That wouldn't shock me at all. And it wouldn't shock me if they ran some polls and had some data that they could go to the president and say, it's a pretty safe seat. We got several candidates. We like them all, but this one we know. And here, by the way, we have a replacement for her in Congress anyway. Probably her chief of staff.
Wouldn't surprise me.
No, really, probably her chief of staff. And not saying that's a bad thing. I don't know. But this is interesting. So yesterday I asked here, by the way, she announced. Sorry. So now it's official. We got another hat in the ring. We got another contender to the incumbent, Senator Bill Cassidy. So yesterday it was a thought. Today it's a reality. Yesterday I asked a question, maybe two of them. I'm going to ask the same one. And this maybe is more of a rhetorical question today, but why her? Why now? Just sit on that for a little bit, because we have solid conservatives in this race right now who have built quite the ground games respectively, okay? And respectfully. And we're going to break down some numbers on fundraising, and as you can see, very formidable conservative candidates that so far it doesn't seem like have cannibalized each other. I found out yesterday that the doggone primary is not till May, so time will tell. We have Mardi Gras, we have Valentine's Day. Who would want to do that on such a loving day? And it's on a Saturday this year, gentlemen. Please tell my wife I remembered. But anywho, enough of me. Let's go to the stars of this show. Let's go to the callers. Sean was up there first. Let's go to Sean. Let's see, followed by JP. Sean, what's up, baby?
Hey, man, I just left Baton Rouge, and I got a heads up for you. They better tell her she's running, because there's an electronic billboard on the ITN that says she's running, so somebody let her know.
You can't, Sean, are you serious?
If I'm lying, I'm crying. I ain't shed a tear, baby.
Come
It's an
on.
electric sign. It says Letlow. I couldn't read because I was driving, but it's up there. Right when you get on the 10-110 split, it's on the right. You can see it from the Capitol building.
I know where you're
guarantee
talking
just
about.
looking out the window, he's got his binoculars. Look at that pretty sign. Look at that pretty sign.
Sean called it.
So yeah, let her know, man. She's in there to win.
Thank you, brother. Hey, well, of course, any very wise congressman would be tuning into this show or watching a podcast. So I'm sure she just found out by Sean. Yep, she's running. It's official. Thanks, bud. JP, where you at? I was about to come to you and you just hung up. Let's go back. You can't be getting 2 bites in the first hour. Now, I love you. Oh, you went to him? Yes, Renee, you win. Go ahead, Renee. Make it count.
Yeah, I want to say that the left is crying about that woman that got shot by ICE. But where were they crying about all these Nigerian Christian girls that got kidnapped? Because when the Nigerians kidnapped and shot up all them Christian boys, nobody cared. So they kidnapped girls. Where were they crying about all the Iranian women when something bad happened to them? Or how about how many women get shot up in the bad neighborhoods? They never cry about that, but they won't cry about damn communists. I'm tired about the communists always getting their crybaby way and forcing us to live their lifestyle.
Well, thank you, Renee. I was with you I'm with you on both. I think we can bifurcate that statement with the second part with communism, and I think everybody's in agreement with you that communism bad. But that first part, yeah, hey, man, hey, you know why? I'll answer it for you, though. It doesn't help their political narrative. It doesn't help the mayor in his talking points. It doesn't help the AOCs and the Elon Omars of the world because they need to fight against something, not work for something. They fight against, they don't build up, they tear down. That is what they do, but that is their way. That's their MO. It is the DNC Rhino way. Now, back to my question that may be more rhetorical, mind you, today, but why Congressman Letlow and why Congresswoman Letlow, right now, okay? Now, one reason, because I think it could be one of two things. One is internal polling shows something. Yesterday, I said internal polling shows that none of the existing group can beat Cassidy head-to-head. I've slept on it. I'm agreeing with that, could possibly be, but prong number one could be multiple things, but it all around polling. It could also be just confirming that she, too, can beat Senator Cassidy, just like several, if not all of them. All right? No disrespect. And then the second thing is, or, they really just want an insider. I mean, she is absolutely a Beltway favorite. She is absolutely very much a Washingtonian. Did I say that right? Washingtonian.
I'm from Krotz Springs. That sounded right to me.
I'm with it. And if I'd have kept on, we could have just rolled with it. Wouldn't be the first time I butchered a word. But look, that's the second part of this is, do they have someone that they know is a safe Republican vote? And guys, that's a net win. You know what? We got Kennedy on the other side. I mean, how many like uppercut throwers do you really want? You know what I'm saying? You kind of need someone that's just a calm, cool, not that he's not. I love him. He's probably, one of the smartest senators, Rhodes Scholar, one of the smartest senators in Capitol Hill, by the way. But, you know, that's not a bad combination, Letlow and Kennedy. But Miguez Kennedy wouldn't be a bad combination. Emerson Kennedy wouldn't be a bad. I could go on and on. There are plenty of them out there, okay? But it is a very interesting conversation, and I'm sure Mr. Bobby's going to give it to us when we get back from the break. We got to take a tiny little break, guys. Stick around. We'll be right back. It's not too long.
Yeah, the Europeans right now are absolutely losing their minds over this Greenland thing. And it's interesting to me because they're talking about it so much, and they've all of the numbers I've seen sent less than a couple hundred troops. I think it's less than 100 actually. That's wild to me. They consider it such a vital resource, vital community to protect and maintain, but they only sent less than 100 troops. The U.S. has had bases in Greenland since World War II, when Denmark was occupied by the Germans. They had no resources to send to Greenland. We did it as a courtesy. It allowed us access to obstruct and eventually shut down Germany's U-boats. So it was a resource for us, but otherwise it would have been the next German outpost. And it's the talk of the World Economic Forum in Davos. It's fascinating to me. Greenland wasn't a priority to them at all until now. And I'm starting to understand why President Trump makes it a priority. Literally, for Russia or China to launch land-based ICBMs, overwhelmingly they have to cross over Greenland, which places them in the perfect position to be shot down. That's one. Two, Greenland is full of high concentrates of rare earth minerals. And that's almost a new buzzword. What is a rare earth mineral? They are minerals essential to the production of electronic equipment, computer equipment. Cobalt often gets thrown in with them, although it's not. Really what it comes down to is concentrations of these minerals. They're found all over the world. They are not actually rare. What is rare is the concentration at which they can be economically mined. Economically mined means that a private company can go in, mine it, and make a profit. Currently, that is China and I believe the DRC in Africa. China subsidizes their mining industry. China artificially pushes prices down. The reality is, the only reason these other locations aren't economically mineable is because China pushes the prices down. Anyway, guys, we'll be back in about 30 seconds.
Welcome back to the Josh Guillory Show, broadcasting live from the KPEL studios here in Lafayette, Louisiana. Hey guys, if you're on X, go to X right now. Go to @JoshGuilloryUSA and give us a little follow. Or just watch us, because we're streaming live on my X channel as well, @JoshGuilloryUSA. Shout out to all our viewing audience. Shout out to the KLFY Plus viewing audience as well. Phone lines are open, guys, 232-1542, 844-766-6607. Let's go straight to the phone lines. Caller, you're live on the Josh Guillory Show. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Who?
Warren. What's up, Warren? Nope.
Bobby.
Bobby. Q. This is my fault. This is all my fault. Because
what's your backup fella's name? Q-Tip.
No, that's Q Money Magic Man. See, this is my fault. I failed him as a leader.
Yeah. He hadn't learned the numbers yet associated with the name.
That's all me, though, Mr. Bobby. I should have that just memorized. Yeah, okay, I'll take it.
How you going to get ranked up? You got to stop making them mistakes.
Nah, you're right, Bob. Hey, you know what? He's got to learn.
Well,
He's got to
I
learn.
love your enthusiasm.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I stand corrected.
Hey, you know what? You know who's more dangerous and behind all that movement, more dangerous than AOC is that Bernie Sanders. That is a dangerous guy. He's already admitted I'm a socialist communist.
Hey,
That's the one behind. That's the one behind all that mess. Now this guy hates millionaires, but he's got 5 or 6 houses, and he hates capitalism.
yeah.
But if you look into that federal campaign, her running for president, him running for VP, they got like 18 million in there.
Oh, it's average donation of $27. Man, he's so full of it.
Yeah, you know what? He needs an enema because he's full of it. Copy out.
Yeah. JP, you saw the bat signal. What's up, brother? Bring the heat.
Hey guys, I have a question that's really bothering me.
Please.
It seems to be the trend. Does nobody in Louisiana have President Trump's phone number to explain to him what's been going on? Like, does he not have staffers telling him what we've been going through in Louisiana and what, like, we already in the middle of this race? Like, Julia Letlow, like you said, why now? Mr. President, there's Blake Niguez, there's
Yeah.
what is he doing interjecting? Like, does he not know that we exist? I mean, you would think that Kennedy and the Speaker of the House would say, Mr. President, can you kind of take a look at what's going on here? Like, it's just baffling me. It really is baffling me that nobody has said to Mr. President, here's the carbon capture thing they're attaching your name to. Here's all of the things that they're doing that go against what you believe in. And it's time that he needs to speak up and say, okay, we have some corrupt stuff going on in Louisiana. And, oh, by the way, I'm sorry I opened my mouth and made an idiot of myself by not knowing where you guys were in the process of getting rid of Bill Cassidy. Like, hello?
Which I thought would be high on the priority list. I thought getting rid. Yeah, no, JP, you're spot on, brother. You're spot on. Hey, thank you, JP. Always bringing the wisdom, always bringing something to think about. Yeah, it's like, man, read the room. Come in the room. Read it. But like I said, this is my theory, my thoughts on this. And I know what you know. But my thoughts are it's two prongs here, and it might be and or. Some polling showed the inside crew something. And the only thing I can think of right now, and this is just me, is either the polling showed none of the current crop can beat Cassidy, or it shows that Miss Letlow can beat Cassidy. Okay, because that changes possibly some things with them. But we're about to go over some fundraising numbers. And let me tell you what that does to that. Because there's going to be a lot of donors that don't want to go against the grain. And I guess in that regard, it's good that all these folks started early for them. But I think that might have an impact. And maybe it doesn't. Maybe it doesn't. You know, if I were in the race, I'd be like, I don't care. Let's go. I'm gonna go get my own donation. I don't care. I'm gonna go give you my message, and if folks believe in it, they'll donate. And I think that's the attitude that these candidates will have. I mean, what other attitude could you have? You want to sulk? But really, I say this all the time. There's one major endorsement, and it really counts a lot. It's called Election Day.
Absolutely,
biggest endorsement you can get. So you know that's what all these guys are fighting for, that ultimate endorsement. And you know, winning the Republican nomination, you would think, don't you get ahead of yourself. You would think a statewide election we'd elect a Republican. Do not assume that. How long does JBE have until he announces? May?
May.
He smokes Cassidy.
Absolutely.
He smokes him. They're fighting over the same base. No, really,
Yeah, they
Republicans
really
will have no motivation. They'll see two Democrats on the ballot. The Democrats they're going to go vote for John Bel Edwards, not Cassidy. He wins 70-30.
I wouldn't see it that far, but
54-46.
Definitely.
Yeah, I could see that. 8 point. 8-point swing. All right, guys, that's all we got for hour number 1. But, man, hey, you know what? I was going to go all year 2 on Trump for hour number 2, but we're going to stay on this topic just a little bit longer. Be right back. Don't go anywhere. All right, so I'm reading off of our TikTok feed, guys. Bayou Life, my dear friend, Bayou Life 337 on TikTok says, we need to get Cassidy out of office. Nobody I know likes Cassidy. I'm going to say this. I've worked with him, okay? He was always nice to me. I'm going to find a positive.
I mean, that is a win, but...
A lot of good pictures.
I bet he had a full team.
You know, oh, yeah. His staff was always nice. There you go. I just would have voted differently.
You said all the positive things I had to say.
There you go. And you know what? and in no bologna sandwich, guys, I really do believe if we do start, I haven't always done this, but if we all try to find the positive, like right off the bat, what do we have to lose?
I mean, that is true.
Like, really, what do we have to lose? If we just start, I'm not saying you shouldn't trust blindly. But if we, but you got to open the door to trust. If the door's not even open, you're not going to have a dialogue. It's always going to be us versus them. We're always going to be so tribal when the tribe needs to be the whole country.
I agree. And
the whole country prospers when we're made up of a bunch of little tribes that are really empowered. Meaning the federal government's not taking their time, treasure, resources. They're not over-regulating. Man, if those folks in doggone Mamu, Louisiana, want to regulate a certain business a certain way that's different than those folks in Raleigh, North Carolina, more power to them. Hey, California, I am very much pro-life. I believe life begins at conception. I don't judge anybody that's had an adoption. I don't judge anybody that disagrees with me, okay? I'm just saying I look at it maybe through a different lens. I look at it through the lens of the child that is literally a human being inside of a mother. I don't fault anybody else for thinking differently, okay? I mean, we're no more or less sinners than each other. But if California wants to have the state law says you can abort, well, okay, y'all go live with that, and you will suffer the consequences. But we in Louisiana and other states should not have to do that. We should be able to decide that, hey, we actually protect life here. That's our public policy. And how much better of a country it is. That how much easier is it, thanks to the privileges and immunities clause of the 14th Amendment, how wonderful of a privilege it is in this wonderful country that we get to, if we don't like something here, we can literally move to another sovereign entity, a state. And here's the cool thing. We can even go and do business there and come back, which includes... And I'm a pro-life advocate, but which includes people that are pro-choice that want to go to California and have abortion and come back. The law is better suited at the local level. We can debate the public policy on whether abortion should be allowed. That's very fitting to do at the state level. Very fitting. Legally, it's very fitting. Meaning, the 10th Amendment of our Constitution says that the federal government is a government of limited powers, and I'm paraphrasing. I'm actually making it longer than what it is. That the federal government is a government of limited powers, and that it can only act within the powers given to it, enumerated to it by the federal Constitution, which means that it is very restrictive. States are the opposite. Police powers. We can do anything we want as long as it's not banned by the Constitution. How do you like that?
I like that a lot.
I mean, I could keep going, but I don't want to bore these folks to tears.
It kind of reminds me of Europe.
Gosh, yeah.
Because Europe, look, people go between countries all the time.
Wasn't always like that.
True, very
Wasn't
true.
always like that. Matter of fact, they stole it from us. No. Hey, man, very interesting, though. I'm going to go and take a little break. TikTok, we're going to cut you off. Look, we got to cut off at 1 hour anyway, so we're going to open up hour number 2, literally with a new hour on TikTok. You guys stick around. We'll be right back, and thank y'all for the chats. Bayou Life 337, good comment. Yep. All right, Rumble, YouTube, all your friends. Hey, I want to see this chat rocking next hour. So we're going to talk about the Senate race a little bit more. Man, some of these numbers, it's amazing how much money you can raise in these Senate seats, man. This is crazy.
Like a governor's race.
It is wild. And this is the primary, which I guess is the big battle. We can't say that. Anyway, you got traffic to do. Hey, let them hear the traffic report. No? You don't want to. No?
What?
I was like, let them hear the traffic report.
Oh, I'll leave it up.
Yeah. That way you know if you're local, you know where to not go.
This hour of traffic brought to you by Glenn's Towing and Recovery, 989-0510, 989, a nickel and a dime. Traffic not looking too terrible out there this afternoon with a minor traffic accident, Kali Saloom at Beetle, a minor traffic accident in the 500th block of East Pinhook, and a hit and run at Beth Pondamuta. School zones are in effect, so be cautious of the little shy babies getting on and off the bus as they head home from school. This hour of traffic brought to you by Glenn's Towing and Recovery, 989-0510, 989, a nickel and a dime. Stay tuned. Hour number 2 of the Josh Guillory Show is up next.
and gentlemen, welcome to hour number 2 of the Josh Guillory Show. I remain your grateful host, and in studio with me still, Q Money Magic Man. What's up, Q?
Good afternoon.
That's what I'm talking about, guys. We are broadcasting live from the KPEL studios here in Lafayette, Louisiana. Shout out to our KLFY Plus viewing audience. Hey, guys, I want you to go on rumble.com. Check us out. Look up the Josh Guillory Show. Go on X at Josh Guillory USA, and you can also view the show live. We were talking in the end of the first hour about Congresswoman Letlow, Julia Letlow from North Louisiana. In all accounts, a very safe Republican vote. You're not going to get the outlandish. You're not going to get, you're not going to get the sound bites. Very even-handed, very just beltway establishment type person. And that is not any disrespect. That is not a knock on anybody. But, I mean, come on. But she's a safe Republican vote. And that is a net win.
I agree.
And I will take a safe Republican, established Republican over a rhino any day. Heck, I'd take a Democrat over a rhino. Absolutely. Most of the time. At least I know who I'm dealing with.
They have principles.
Exactly. Now, I didn't say I'd vote with them, but I'll hang out with them more. I mean, I don't want to hang out with somebody that's just lying. I mean, especially these guys that just, truly name only. I'll leave names out. So let's go a little bit further. Now, Cassidy has responded, by the way. He has responded. I mean, just, very confidently says he's not worried about it. He also pointed, and he reminded us, RFK Jr. would not be the DHS secretary without him, or DHH. He wouldn't have been confirmed. It was Senator Cassidy that pulled him over the cross line, the finish line.
Hasn't Senator Cassidy been questioning RFK Jr. pretty harshly lately?
It seems like he may have forgot that he was his biggest champion. I mean, he fights him on everything. And there is a time and place for that. And there is definitely room for objective pushback. Why is it that it seems to always be on a microphone in a committee hearing with cameras? Even if you disagree publicly, give us substance, medical doctor.
Exactly.
Give us substance. Like, all you're doing is you're doing what phony politicians do. Just ask questions. How about give solutions?
Exactly.
How about that? Fine. You are a medical doctor. I assume reasonably that you know more about this than I do. I would love to know objectively, maybe in a very straightforward manner, no fluff. Just tell me why it is that you disagree with the position that RFK Jr. is taking. Because the last time I checked, all he's doing is giving more choice to parents and more education to the electorate, to the citizenry. What is the big deal? Oh, you don't like what he's asking? That it might suggest that we don't do something that we've done the last 70 years? Okay. You like where we're at? I don't. Like Dr. Kevin says from Dr. Kevin's Wellness Clinic, the guy in Ethiopia outside the hut has a longer life expectancy than we do. Take your vaccines and shut up. I'm not anti-vax, but I am pro-information and I am pro-choice. You see that? Just not when it comes to killing or terminating, whatever you want to say. I don't want to be mean. But really.
And I keep questioning, why do they give him so much pushback on nutrition standards?
Okay. Can anybody answer that? That is probably the greatest question in this whole RFK Cassidy drama that only is one way from Cassidy, by the way. Kennedy could care less about the senator from Louisiana. Like, did you ever notice that Kennedy had never confirmed that he was going to report to Cassidy on any of the stuff? Remember Cassidy came out, I've been reassured that I'm going to have full access to any of the blah, blah, blah. How about separations of powers, Playboy?
It almost sounds like he wanted to control him.
You think? But did anybody else find it interesting that I never heard RFK confirm that he was checking in? Doesn't it take two to tango?
Yeah.
Man, this is the total elite BS fluff that used to work, and it may still. I don't think it will, because there are more and more. Everybody's a journalist. Cool, and just man, like. But let's dive into this a little deeper, okay? Now that we've gone over the accomplishments of one of our senators from Louisiana, that's was that accomplishment before or after the impeachment vote?
I think it was after.
There's no good answer. There's no good answer. Like, even then, give your reasons. Stop moral finger pointing. Oh, real easy to kick the guy that was on his way out. Well, guess what? That dude came back. It was so easy, rhinos, to just pour water on his grave that you thought was there.
I think they were trying to prevent him from being able to run again.
Absolutely.
And
that's not is that even a disqualifier?
I think they a conviction and
Well,
impeachment.
yeah,
they can.
I'm sorry, that was a silly question. Yeah. I thought you were going somewhere else with that. not the impeachment part. That's different. I would think. Well, we don't know. So anybody that says they know, they don't know. There is an argument. It's probably a poor one. It's probably a horrible argument, but it's not a frivolous argument. That hey, you ain't talking about how are you going to impeach somebody that hasn't done anything in the future?
Exactly.
Where in the Constitution does it say you're barred from running again? You just got to be removed.
It's like
think about what I just said: impeach and removal. It didn't say anything about disqualifying future runs. I am just pointing out a fact. That has not been litigated, that has not been interpreted by the Supreme Court, which is the appropriate entity to do that.
Wasn't there a movie that talked about prosecuting future crimes?
Was there? You're asking me?
I think
I've watched Patton.
I don't remember the movie name though.
And Robin Hood, the cartoon, very good cartoon. So, all right, let's take an early little break. When we get back, I'm gonna go over some of these fundraising numbers, and then if we get the chance, we got to go into Trump's year 2. We got to. It's the anniversary. Hey, one year, 5 hours and 14 minutes of wonderful trajectory for our great country. All right, guys, stick around. We'll be right back. What's up, Rumble? Hey guys, if Rumble and YouTube and all the above. Remember, commercial break. I'm gonna lean back a little bit. I gotta take a little break, so my volume might be a little low. Bear with me. Same thing, TikTok. What is going on out there? Really, what's going on in your life? What's happening in the world? Tell me. Bayou Life says, I'm debating on if I'm going to run for school board again. Aha, it's my man right there. I know who that is, by the way. Good guy. Good guy right there.
I'd say the answer is if you're committed to the job, yes.
Thank you. Thank you. And I know this guy's beliefs as a good guy, good conservative.
And being on the school board, man, that's a hard job. Like, no matter what, people are going to be angry with you at the end of the day. And like, if you're doing the job right, people will be furious with you. And it's a lot.
If you do the job wrong, That is a tough gig, man. Think
Yes.
about it. Every decision you make impacts a child.
Yep.
And that is hard because you're going to make some folks happy. You're going to make some folks upset. And it seems to be both of them seem to be escalated because of the natural emotions. It's your child.
Absolutely.
And think about this. If a parent is motivated so much to go to a school board meeting,
I have honestly, a lifetime of working in and around politics, I have never been to one.
I went to one as a lawyer. I did not go to one as a. I did go to something with the school board when I was in office, but it seems like that was just a regular meeting.
I've been to port commission meetings.
I've never been to a port commission. How is it? How are they? Pretty cool.
It's
Feel like a commission meeting.
It's like watching paint dry.
Yeah,
to be honest, I was looking for a
Important
nicer
work,
way to
though.
say it.
Very important work.
Absolutely.
Man, those guys at the port. That's some strategic stuff that goes on. Number one, okay.
Absolutely.
And number two, for our economy, the nation, like Louisiana has some major ports. Orleans, of course, New Orleans, but the Calcasieu and the Ship Channel and all that stuff. Man, that port is huge. And finally, saw some dredging going on over there. I know Congressman Higgins worked very hard on that. Before that dredging operation, doggone, the only time dredging was happening was when the boats were dragging across the dam. You know what I mean? It's like without it. So, anywho. All right, guys, we got about 25 seconds left. We'll come back off a break. I thought it was almost phone time.
A second ago, the phone lines were full.
Welcome back to the Josh Guillory Show, broadcasting live from the KPEL studios here in Lafayette, Louisiana. This segment brought to you by our friends over there at Préjean's, man. Go get you some gumbo. It's always gumbo weather, Q-Dog.
Oh, I love gumbo.
People say, oh, it's gumbo. No, it's gumbo weather July 4th.
Just got to turn the air conditioner on.
Hey, God blessed us.
Amen.
With technology. Love it. All right, man, let's go to the money. Go to the money. Because look, you got some great candidates in this race. You got some great candidates. You got Blake Miguez. You got Julie Emerson. You have John Fleming, Sammy Wyatt. You got that the public service commissioner, Mr. I don't want to butcher it. I don't know much about that person, so I can't vouch. No, you're welcome on the show, sir or ma'am. That's how much I know. But I know the four that I just rattled off are straight-up conservatives that are working their tails off, okay? And three of them have a good little war chest to go along with it. So let's kind of talk about that, all right? So, and Julia Letlow, hey, man, great person. Look, when I was in office, I didn't get to work with her too much, but in passing, and always cordial, all the things that you would expect, genuine. But her staff, very easy and a safe Republican vote. You're not going to get the splash. But we have a senator that gives us the splash. I'm okay with having a calm, safe Republican vote that we don't have to worry about the drama. I mean, aren't y'all tired? I know we're all tired of it. Like, if the Republicans, and we have to say, well, what Republican would vote on that wacky thing? Oh, it's one of ours. Wow. Wow. So yeah, if Julia Letlow is our senator, I'm high-fiving everybody. She's a great candidate, great person. I'm just asking a very fair question. Genuinely, it doesn't make sense to me. Like, you can make it make sense, but no one has made it make sense yet. Why her specifically, and why now specifically, and why her? Why right now? Like, what? Polling? Is that it? Has to be.
That's the only thing I could think of.
And the polling yesterday, I said, would have to show that none of the current crop can win. But I thought about that because the elites don't want the current crop in. So all they needed was polling to show their candidate can win. And that's not a knock on Julia Letlow, because you can take it that way. You can easily, fairly take it that way if you don't know the context. But now I'm giving you the context, so it's unfair to take it that way. Julia Letlow has raised $1.6 million between January of last year and September of last year. So a 9-month period. She currently has cash on hand just under $2.3 million. That's federal though, huh? How do I know there's a rule. It's easier to convert one to either state to federal or federal to state. I can't remember. All the fundraising gurus can call in. But there's rules. So, but if anybody knows, I mean, the machine behind her will be able to figure that out. Funding won't be an issue. Funding won't be an issue. Senator Miguez, Ray, and Scrappy raised just over $2 million. His cash on, and that was from. Oh, and by the way, look at this: June 2025 to September 2020. Dang, son, in one quarter. No, June, July, August, September. 4 months. Wow. $2 million. Cash on hand, 2.5. Dr. Wyatt, $215,000. Cash on hand, $6,700. All right, I got it. He's working hard. Julie Emerson, no reports due since her announcement, so we really don't know. The next reporting date is, I think it's January 31st, if I'm not, January 31st. So we'll see some more on January 31st. Senator Cassidy raised $2.6 million. So let's compare that to Julia Letlow. It's a senator raising 2.6 and a congresswoman raising 1.6 who's not really anticipated on running for Senate. That's pretty good. His cash on hand, money won't be an issue with him either. 9.5 million. And I saw something about his campaign posted a lot of these like Louisiana donations, but that had to be in reaction to the overwhelming facts of his donors, which is outside. I don't know if the number is. That's probably fair to say his number's within, but the dollar amount. And here's the thing: I ain't mad at him for that. I'm mad at him for his voting record. I don't care if he raises $100 million. If it's lawful, it doesn't violate any ethical rules. It's not immoral. Whatever. You still got to run your race, and you still got to explain yourself. and man, the story looked one way when you voted for impeachment, but that story looks a lot different today. Now that people have really got to see all the lawfare, now that people got to see all the wave against them, and very easy to be the Monday morning quarterback. And I will say this, I wish he would have said things differently on January 6, 2020, whatever it was, 2020. Sure, we're here and we're here now. And people see a lot more facts in their rearview mirror than they saw in their front windshield on January 6th of 2020 and the days leading after that. And our thoughts on that vote to convict for the reasons or lack thereof that you said, it really looked, and now it really looks just like grandstanding. And it's such a disgusting way to do it too. You think you're kicking this dude in the ribs on his way out, which, you had plenty of people throwing the arrows. Your vote didn't matter. Your vote didn't matter. This was a principled vote for you, and I think you said that, but yet I'm still waiting to hear the principle. I just don't think people forget that. That's why I think that these folks are still polling high, and I think that it's probably more reasonable to believe they just needed confidence that their person could win. So we go over the numbers. That means something because you have got to get your message out. You can be the best message out there and the best candidate. But if you don't convince enough people to go and be motivated enough to go vote for you, well, then you can't help the folks that you're trying to help. And Hey, it's a horrible way of doing it. It's a horrible way of electing our leaders. I don't know the alternative right now. I wish I had it. Wouldn't it be great? It would be wonderful. See, I love policy and I love people. I can't stand politics. I was probably horrible at it, obviously, one term. But still, think about it. Like, love the policy. What if, just curious, I don't know how you even do this, but what if everybody got the same amount of money to run an election? And I thought the presidential election was like that for a while. Maybe we can look at that. We'll look that up in the break. I think it was where I think Barack Obama switched. Like, he was like, nah, I'm cool. I'll raise it. I'll raise my own money. We'll look at that. I could be way off. Don't quote me on that yet. We'll look it up in the break. But this is a very, it was already an intriguing race. It was already intriguing on some of the, and some folks are asking why the late arrivals anyway. And now look, I love my girl Julie Emerson. I love her. I mean, look, man, if I were running, I'm not. If I were running and I was elected, my voting record would be probably identical to Miguez, to Emerson, to Fleming. I love them all. All right, I think Letlow, but I don't know. No, probably not, because it would be hard. Easy for me to say, but it would be hard for me to vote to increase our national debt. I would probably aggravate the establishment on that. But that might be like the only thing. I can work with most people. I can't fathom doing that. And here's why. I know how hard it is at the local level. I know how easier it is when you go up. And I know how to do it because we did it. I'm not saying it, but you just make a decision and you stick to your decision. I'm not going to spend more money than I have coming in. I'm going to cut the wasteful spending. I'm going to focus on the priorities. I'm going to focus on the things that I promised I would do, which is what Trump has been doing, and that's what I really want to cover. So we're going to take a tiny little break real quick. When we get back, we're going to talk about year number 2. Man, those phone lines are lit up. Guess what? If we don't get to year 2 today, we'll cover it tomorrow. I want to hear what you're talking about. 232-1542, 844-766-607. Be right back. What up, my TikTok? Oh, no, TikTok right here. What up, my Rumble, X, and all the streaming devices? We're in a commercial break. We certainly appreciate you guys. Hey, the Rumble chat started off hot and heavy, and then boop. So let me hear you. I do see the viewers. Thank y'all. Thank you. Share it. Grow the family. Look how much awareness we grow every single day talking about the things that matter. And I learn from you guys all the time. I'm about to learn. I have a feeling I'm about to learn a lot of things. These phone lines are about to be open. I don't know if I want to learn it, but I'm going to take it in. It's going to be all right.
You know, one of the things that stood out to me about Representative Letlow versus Senator Cassidy and State Senator Miguez, the velocity of money into their campaigns. So
yeah, what do you mean?
Cassidy raised 2.6 from January 1st to September 30th.
Yes.
9 months, right?
Right.
Miguez did it
exactly in 4 months.
Yeah, and Representative Letlow, that's a significant sum of money to raise in a safe seat.
In a very safe seat for a House seat where you need about $350,000 to run your race.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Like,
and an incumbent, $150,000 could win your election easily.
Especially with the new primary system we have.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
So it almost makes me question, why was the fundraising so aggressive for that committee in that period of time? It would be one thing if she was
what
raising.
Do you mean, committee?
So her congressional committee. So if she was raising that much money in the period that she was raising it, and it's not for the national party, what was the underlying motivation, or is this a long plan?
Oh, wait. Why was I talking about converting money? It's not state to federal.
They're both federal. So
Yeah, what was I thinking about?
it's not really.
Oh, hey, can we look that up, what I said to look up?
Yes.
Thank you.
Because I completely forgot. Uh, you're correct.
Was it really? Okay.
This is mind blowing.
I told you. Wow. Was it 84 million they had per election cycle?
Match the first 250 of each contribution from individuals that an eligible presidential candidate receives during the primary campaign.
Wow.
So it's not even talking about a cap. He or she must raise more than 5,000 in each of at least 20 states.
Oh, wow. That's easy.
Yeah. That's literally 20 phone calls.
Right.
Actually, oh yeah. Actually, that's one call because when you think about it, they're going to call a bundler who's going to call the 20 people.
Absolutely.
That is wild to me.
This is what they do. Wow. Look, presidential candidates also must agree. Limit. See, that's what President Obama said. He ain't doing it, so he didn't take any money, and he went and raised $1 billion.
I mean, fair.
I mean, really, he's like, I'm good. I think I'll raise more. I think I'll get $1 billion. Oh, we're live. Didn't know.
Oh.
I knew we were live on TikTok. Happy to be with you. All right. We'll be right back, guys. That's interesting. Welcome back to the Josh Guillory Show, broadcasting live from the KPEL Studios here in Lafayette, Louisiana. Man, this segment brought to you by my friends over there at Dino's. 3 locations, same menu, wonderful taste, wonderful staff. Man, this is something. So we did a little research. Q, what'd you find out? Was the host correct?
The host was correct. The federal government did match presidential funds from 1976 to 2012. Matching the first $250 of each eligible contribution.
Bam. Tax dollars at work. Actually, much better campaigns back then.
Yeah.
I mean, at least it was kind of like, it wasn't so gimmicky. Everybody was kind of on an equal playing field. That was interesting, though. So they don't necessarily get the same amount, which I thought was very interesting.
No, it's based off of
that is
each
very interesting. That the government would have a matching system like that, and that was okay. I guess it was never challenged. I don't know.
Well, they had to qualify for it by getting $5,000 from 20 states.
Yeah, but it seems like the rich would get richer. So, like you get what I'm saying? Like you, the more you raise, they're matching. So you're really, really not helping someone that's not as strong as you financially.
Agreed.
You see? But anyway, pros and cons to all of it. Let's go to the phone lines. I'm telling you, these guys know. Let's see here. Who we going to? What's up, Renee 2.0? Go for it.
Yeah, just like no one wants to entertain the idea that Saddam Hussein paid the Syrian dictator to take his weapons of mass destruction that he had him, I'm going to always forever think this is Donald Trump's ninth year in office because they didn't properly vet the election process like they should have. I'm always going to think this is his ninth year in office.
Well, thanks, Renee. I think a lot of people out there probably share in your belief. I think at minimum 9 years of influence. Let's go to Big Chris. Big Chris in the hizzy. What's up, Big Chris?
Man, you touched on it a little bit a while ago, and I've been saying and thinking this for years. They ought to have a set amount that you can only spend per campaign, whatever it is. The smaller ones maybe less, the presidential ones maybe more, but a certain amount. So everybody can only spend up to this amount, and that way it would make it fair. You know, because when you have money determining an election because there's so much piled in there, and, you know, sometimes it doesn't work like with Hillary, but a lot of times the more money spent determines the outcome. So they level the playing field. This is what you can spend, and that's it.
Hey, we agree, Big Chris, and it's just we are all seeking truth. And if you notice during that time period that Quentin rattled off, notice how serious we as a society took the office of presidency. You said it started in 1976. That might have been one of the lowest years. Well, not 76, probably 78. That was during the lowest, probably some of the lowest approval ratings or confidence in the office of the presidency. And look where it took us. Reagan, in a very short period of time, not saying this was the reason, I'm just saying it was part of a different environment. Herbert Walker Bush. Even Clinton, man. Clinton sounds like a doggone conservative Republican in some of these clips we're playing lately. Jeez. He had a Republican House and Senate, but, you know, definitely House. All right, let's see here. Who are we going to? All right, you're a caller. You're live on the Josh Guillory Show. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, is this me?
That's you. What's up? What's your name?
Hey,
Where are you calling
This is
from?
Randall from Jennings. You lost my number?
Come on, Q. Put Randall down. From the Gator capital, we'll start calling it. What's up?
I'll cut to the chase. The fact that we got some pretty good conservatives already in the Senate race, and I'm thinking Miguez and Fleming, and you can say the two ladies also running. Does Trump know something we don't know, or is he expecting something from Miss Judy?
Well, a safe vote, and that's a reasonable expectation. She will be a safe Republican vote. Yeah, good. Look, good call, Randall. Good call. We appreciate you, brother. Yeah, I think a lot of folks are asking that too, you know, and that's a fair question. Maybe that'll be the question for day 3. Yesterday I was thinking one way. I built on it, and Randall, you have me thinking now, and I think other folks are thinking, and it's true, because literally it goes back to the question: why her? Why now? And that's another theory as to why. But I don't see anything she could promise him that the others wouldn't give. They're all safe Trump votes. Matter of fact, the other ones are probably more safe Trump votes. Not that she's not.
I agree.
But if I had to rank them, the outsiders would be higher.
The timing is definitely curious, to say the least.
It's January. Jeez. All right. Who we going to? Mr. Bobby. What's up, Mr. Bobby?
Well, you know that rhino Cassidy, I'm going to make a prediction. He's going to get in a runoff with one of them.
That's bold.
Then the rest of them will back up, whoever he's in a runoff, and run his ass back to Illinois where he was born. He wasn't even born in Louisiana. He and his wife were both born in Chicago. What the hell does that tell you?
You see, but the White Sox fans, no, I'm kidding. Thanks, Mr. Bobby.
I'm getting serious with this clown. This clown, anybody that voted for Trump wouldn't vote for Cassidy because he was on the impeachment committee before he got the correct intel of what was going on. Now he's trying to crawfish out the deal if you listen to him.
Hey, Mr. Bobby, you made a very profound statement there. Anybody that voted for Trump, I am genuinely asking how really, with knowing that you have an alternative, because that's different. Knowing that you have good alternative, why would you vote for Cassidy? Just curious.
Well, you know where Cassidy's getting most of his money from is the funeral home people. I'm out.
Get out of here. Yeah, I want to see. Hey, Mr. Bobby, I want to see those exit polls. All right. Oh, you got to go to Miss Joyce. We need a nice lady's voice. Miss Joyce, what's happening? And she has experience on the mic. What up, Miss Joyce?
Yes, this is Joyce the Voice. You know who it is.
Yes!
Okay, well, I disagree with one of the callers about they need a set amount for each campaign. You can only spend a set amount, like whatever it would be.
Right.
Because the people send money to the people that they want to win.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I mean, and I know that the big money colors it somewhat, but I think the successful politicians or people running for office, they earn that money. They campaign. People have faith in them.
Oh yeah, and it's some of Miss Joyce. Hey, thank you, Miss Joyce. I love you, appreciate you. Shout out to all of our Republican women. Very blessed over here to have such a great community. Period, but also that group as well. Groups. That's such good points. Our phone lines are lit up, so I'm gonna go to the next call. I have so much to say on what Miss Joyce said because it was very, very good, very good, very great points. Let's go to that's my boy. We gotta go to Kish. What's up, Kish?
Hey, my brother. Thank you for doing what you're doing, and it's kind of difficult to follow Miss Joyce Lindy, man. That's a hard act to follow.
Hey, only you. I had to go to you.
Go by the Vermilion. The Vermilion's kind of muddy when you look at it, yes?
Yes,
Vermilion River?
yes, very.
Okay, Julia's in it to muddy the water, and I guarantee you there was some influence telling Donald Trump, this is what I'd like to install into this election. There's no other reason for this to happen.
Ooh.
I mean, nobody gets in the game this late, baby. All right?
Yeah.
You know that. You've been in politics. I'm in politics.
It's weird, isn't it? It's something. It's something. Kish.
I can tell you. To me, it's about. And you ready? You heard it from Kish. To me, it's about hindering Blake Miguez. That's my opinion. And look, I love John Fleming, but Cassidy is a no-go. That's what he's at 19%, I think. That's the biggest rhino. But I think someone got to my beloved president and said, "Hey, give me a hand here and think about it."
Hey, Kish, we need to make the Kish's corner. That was a good point. Thanks, brother.
I'm good. I'm good with that. God bless you, man. Take care.
Thank you, brother. Hey, we could probably invoke some wisdom there. All right, let's see here. Who we going to? Warren. What's up, Warren?
Whack. Hey.
Go for it.
As long as they keep giving these people money and letting them give money and spread money around, they all going to be a bunch of crooks. They need to make it where you can't even have a sign in the yard. You get 1 hour on TV, 1 hour on whatever, and that's it. This is outrageous what goes on. He's going to buy this election. He's going to use that money, like Ms. Joyce said. That's what I believe. He's going to buy this election, but I'm thankful some subpoenas got delivered to Michigan today. The stealing and the deception and the distraction just doesn't ever end with these people. They of their father, the devil. Thank you, Josh.
bad, yeah.
I mean, hey, we polished it up by putting a logo on the TikTok, so we feel like that sprucing things up for us. You know. Hey guys, what's up? Rumble X, all the folks. Give me my C-Safe folks right quick. Yeah, we're just gonna. You know what? Let's cover Donald Trump's.
I'll put that in tomorrow's
Yeah,
lineup.
I mean, you know, I kind of have it up my notes already to you. So, yeah. What do you guys think about all that? Hey, look, Miss Joyce had a good. It's a good counter to what I was saying with Big Chris. I do stand by what I said as far as like the culture and climate was different. Like we can't deny that the culture politically from 1776, 1970, definitely from 1776, from 1976 until 2012, like the view of the presidency was so much more respectful and deferential, and maybe 2000s it kind of, but there was a good run, and part of that culture, it did include the other way of doing the campaign financing. We good?
We're good.
Okay. You good?
Car battery's dead.
Well, I have a battery.
We'll fix it.
Y'all buy some ads so Quentin can fix his battery. We'll take sympathy.
Rain told me, she texted me, hey, I left the car on auxiliary for 2 hours.
Oh.
I'm like, I haven't responded to the text yet, but that will indeed drive a battery down.
Rain. Come on, Rain. You can't do that. Guys, we're like 20 seconds away. All right, cool. Let's do it. Do it. Welcome back to the Josh Guillory Show. We are broadcasting live from the KPEL Studios here in Lafayette, Louisiana. Also broadcasting live on a whole bunch of things to include my X page at Josh Guillory USA. I want to see you over there. I want to see that chat as well on the rumble.com. Shout out to all of our wonderful, wonderful, wonderful viewing and listening audience. Hey guys, let me tell y'all again about C-Safe, man. These are my buddies over there. When strength matters, when custom matters, when failure is literally not an option, like you can't fail, C-Safe, they deliver. C-Safe FRP products are engineered to resist a whole bunch of stuff. Corrosion, reduced maintenance. They outlast the competition in the harshest environments. Offshore platforms, wastewater treatment plants, a whole bunch of things in between. C-Safe, their products are American made. And check this out. Manufactured right here in Acadiana by American workers. Go ahead, C-Safe. Check them out. csafe.com, S-E-A. Just like the ocean. Just like the Gulf of America. All right. Let's go to the phone lines, guys. They're wide open. 232-1542, 844-766-6607. Let's go, Q Money. All right, caller, you are live on the Josh Guillory Show. What is your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Chris.
What's
from
up?
Liberia.
Hey, Chris from New Iberia. What's happening, baby?
Not much, man. Not much. Just work.
I hear you. What you got today?
Well, going back to the money collected for campaigns, I find it so funny they can collect all this money for themselves to get elected, but they want to use our money to pay things off like student loans.
Yeah, use the campaigns.
You know, and it still is. Like, why can't they get those donations like they get for campaigns to pay these special interest things off they want to pay off?
I love that.
You know, it's. I'll let you talk about it. I'm hanging up.
I love it. Hey, yeah, why don't we do that? You got all these little special pet projects. You want to use the tax dollars to pay off all these things that make you feel good? Well, use your campaign dollars until you balance the budget. Once you balance the budget, then we can talk. All right, who we going to? Miss Tony, bring the wisdom. I'm so blessed to have all these lovely ladies call in today. What's up, Miss Tony?
One of your callers made such an excellent point. It was short-lived, but to limit time on the air, media coverage to a certain amount of time, make the media give them that time. Instead of equating it to dollars, go ahead and say minutes on the air. Every candidate gets so many minutes on the air, because all these dollars that we raise for a candidate, that goes to the media anyway. They're buying advertisement on television and radio, and we're sick of it, right?
Wow.
We're ready for the campaign to be over, the elections to be over by the time.
Absolutely. Miss Tony, we end up demonizing our own fellow citizens in the process because of that environment.
Right. We make media rich, and they go out and cover the riots, and you got Don Lemon out there in a church. I mean, the whole thing, it's all staged. Media is saying, y'all go do this, and we'll be right there. I don't know what's going on, but anyway.
I love it, and we love you.
It's a minute.
Okay. I love it.
All righty, you too.
Thank you, Miss Tony. Always bringing wisdom. Miss Tony has brought more wisdom off of the interstate than I could give in a whole lecture sometimes. We appreciate you. Seriously, love it. All right, let's go to Rob. What's up, Rob?
Hey, Josh, what's going on, brother?
Man, just kicking it, baby. Bring some wisdom. Bring the heat. Bring something spicy.
We're going about this all wrong, and we can't get rid of Bill Cassidy by getting a better candidate. We need to get him a better golden nugget. Let's fast-track his daycare license in Chicago. He can open up his own Smiley daycare, and boom, he's gone, baby.
Yeah. Hey, Rob, we saved one of the best calls for last. Good job. Yes, absolutely. That seems like it made sense to me. What about you?
It made sense to me.
I wonder what we can name our center. Leering's already taken. Jeez.
And the Learning Center is now just associated with Leering.
You can't do it. Can't do it. Learning Center's branded in a bad way. Can't do it. Can't do it. Man, so this is going to be an interesting race. We're going to see how all this kind of plays out. You know, you got an incumbent that has some pretty fierce competition. Now that I think about it, have you in recent history, definitely not here, you haven't had an incumbent at a state level challenged this way. I mean, I guess you maybe can argue when John Bell was in, you had Rasponi and Abraham, but that's two different parties, two different philosophies. But doggone, this is quite interesting. A sitting congresswoman in the almost the 11th hour, definitely the 10th hour.
It's definitely strange.
Didn't see it coming. All right, guys. Well, and we say that. We were talking about that 2 or 3 months ago, but still, we talk, and sometimes it doesn't always come true. But, boy, this one did, and it's very interesting. We'll see. I have nothing against her. All right, guys. Man, thank y'all so much. What a great 2 hours. I had a blast. Be careful out there. May God bless you, and be kind.